Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So just continuing with our discussion on Allah. So alhamdulillah, I just prayed my Fajr Salah. So I was just sitting in the masjid. So I thought, you know what, let me just quickly make a video. And don't mind the green background and the green carpets. It's supposed to give like a rainforest effect. But anyway, like Allah says in the Quran, so إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. So in the creations of the heavens and the earth, and in the changing of the night and day, are signs for those that have intellect. So everything around us, everything that we see, is supposed to point us towards a creator. So now, if we look at anything in this world, we see that whatever has a design must have a designer. When we look at a chair even, something so simple as a chair or a table, when we look at it, we think, you know what, this has a design. It has 4 legs, it has a seat, it has a back, a place to lean or rest your back. So anything that we see in the world, when we see that it has a design, we conclude that it must have a designer. So likewise, this world is much more complex than anything else in this world. It's like a person is walking through a desert, and in the desert, in the middle of a desert, you find an iPhone, you find a mobile phone. So now you turn on the mobile phone and you see that it works, it's got charge, and it's got apps installed inside it, it's got YouTube and listening to this video. And yeah, so you look around, there's nothing around you to indicate, who made this, who put this here. Yeah, no one will conclude that, a few sand particles must have rubbed together, and over millions of years, these sand particles, they turned into this and evolved and then turned into an iPhone with even the apps installed in YouTube and this video installed inside it. No one's going to conclude that, because we see that this is complex, it has a design, and there's different parts that have come together to make it work. So hence there must be a designer. So likewise, even when we look around us, when we look around the world, how complex is this world? This world is more complex with all of its rules and laws, everything, all the laws that govern this world. It's much more complex than a mobile phone or anything that we see, anything else that man has made. If you look at the human body and how complex it is, how different parts come together, how the brain, the heart, the organs, and the different things, they come together to make the human body function. So, we won't conclude. So just how we won't conclude that in the iPhone it made itself, likewise, how can, the humans and everything else that exists in this world just make itself without a designer? So everything that has a design, we conclude, we know intuitively that it must have a designer. It's like, for example, let me give another example. So let's say you're driving into a city. You're driving into a city, and on the roundabout, there's flowers, and the flower says welcome. So there's yellow flowers and it spells welcome. Yeah. So now when you look at the arrangement of these flowers, what would you automatically conclude? The fact that there's some sort of design and arrangement shows that this was put there intentionally, and there must have been a designer to this. You're not going to conclude that yellow flowers started growing in random, and then, all of a sudden this just happens to be the case like this. No, there's a design. So since there's a design, there must, clearly be a designer. It didn't just happen by chance. Well, the fact that this world can just happen by chance and everything as it is like now, it's like an example. I think Muhammad Hijab must have said this example before. It's like, imagine if I have a deck of cards with about 50 or so cards inside it. And what I want to do, I want to rearrange them. I want to lay them out on the ground in the perfect order. So the clubs first, the spades second, and the hearts, all, ace 2, 3, 4, 5, in the perfect order. So what are the chances of me just throwing the cards up in the air in random and it lands all on the ground in the perfect order? So with the perfect design. So who's going to say that, yes, there's probably a 1 in a million chance that this can happen, but it's very, very, very unlikely. So everything that we see around us, the fact that this world has a perfect design, the human body, the animals, how everything has been made, it points towards that there must have been a designer, and this did not just happen by chance.